The mist dimension. At first, the fog looks ordinary, a gray wall rolling across town after a storm. But in the mist, it isn't weather, it's a rupture, a gash in the skin of reality that lets something else leak through. Cross that line, and the familiar collapses. Distances warp. Footsteps echo like whispers stretched too thin. Shadows sprout antennae, claws, wings. Anatomies that mock human design. Inside the mist, you are no longer predator. You are prey. The things within stalk not with anger but with the cold certainty of deep-sea leviathans rising toward quarry that never stood a chance. They don't hate you. They don't even see you. You are nothing but meat adrift in vapor. And the mist itself is alive. It presses against windows, seeps into lungs, muffles every sound, until stillness feels heavy enough to pulverize marrow. The creatures terrify, but the real monster's the fog itself. Expanding, suffocating, merciless. The true horror? This isn't an isolated storm. It's a dimension spilling into ours, spreading without end. If it rolls far enough, there may be no towns, no oceans, no continents left. Just gray, a planet swallowed in murk, until the last human gasp vanishes into endless vapor. But what happens when the fog isn't an invader, but the town itself? Kadath. There is a city no map dares mark, no traveler dares claim. The forbidden mountain fortress at the heart of the dreamlands. Its towers rise like black spears carved from stone that predates memory, its gates sealed against mortal prayer. It is said the gods of earth dwell there, but no one who seeks them ever returns whole. To reach Kadath is to cross dream deserts where the stars shift like predators. To climb its slopes is to hear voices in languages older than time, whispering bargains you cannot understand but already agreed to. The air grows thin, yet heavy with the pressure of unseen eyes. Even the landscape resists you. Mountains rearrange themselves. Stairways curl back downward. Doorways return you to where you began. Kadath does not want to be found, and still dreamers climb. Some are lured by visions of golden cities promised to them in sleep. Others by the hope of speaking to gods who might grant answers. But Kadath is no temple. It is a cage. The gods within do not listen. It is a cage. The god mortals dream, and their dreams spill outward, shaping continents, shaping lives, shaping you. The horror of Kadath is not its walls nor its gods, but its truth. That reality itself may be nothing more than dream residue. And if that is so, then whose dream are you living in? But while Kadath hides its gods in slumber, the ocean hides something far older and far more patient. Yahantle, beneath the Atlantic, off the cursed coast of Innsmouth, lies Yahantle, a city not ruined, but alive. Vast green spires rise in alien symmetry, temples glowing in hush, built to honor gods older than continents. It is civilization, but not a human one. The people of Innsmouth trade bloodlines for eternity. They marry the sea. Over generations their bodies warp, gills opening, eyes darkening, skin gleaming with scales. Soon they cannot breathe air at all. They descend forever, swallowed by the ocean, to walk Yhantle's submerged avenues. What we call the sea is not empty. It has always belonged to them. Humanity only squats on borrowed shores. The horror isn't only their grotesque form, it's their patience. The deep ones don't rush. They linger, as tides endure, as gods persist. Beneath crushing pressure, they worship Dagon, vast and dreaming, their empire spreading unseen where no ship can follow. We think we rule the seas with trade and warships, but the waves hide older owners. The deep ones will not invade, they will not conquer. They will simply return to what was always theirs. And when the ocean reclaims the continents, there will be no battle, no warning, just muted tides rising, and humanity swept back into myth. But deeper than any sea city lies something stranger, the very womb of creation itself. The nameless mist, the outer void. The nameless mist is not a place you can map. No landmarks, no stars, no direction. Only haze without end. In Lovecraft's mythos, it is the primal emanation of Azathoth, a boundless vapor from which Yog-Sothoth itself was born. Imagine stepping into a gulf where sight collapses into shifting blur, sound smothers itself, and even your thoughts thin until memory begins to scatter. What makes it terrifying is not what waits inside, but what it implies. The mist is not emptiness. It is fertility without plan, creation without design. From its blind churn, Yog-Sothoth emerged, a being that is both all of time and space and the knowledge of it. That means everything we know, every world, every star, came from accident. A breath in the abyss and reality spilled out. But the mist doesn't just give, it consumes. Step inside and you don't return as yourself. Flesh dissolves, identity splinters. You become formless, another drifting fragment lost in vapor. And if one god crawled out of this blindness, what else waits to be born? The terror of the nameless mist is the whisper that creation is still unfolding, that more horrors may yet emerge, and when they do, they won't arrive with purpose. They will arrive like fog, relentless, unstoppable, blind. And maybe the reason you're watching this right now is because one of them already has. And if the mist was the beginning, then what waits at the end is slime, a swamp that reclaims everything. Ubbo-Sathla's Primordial. Swamp Ubbo-Sathla is not God in the way we imagine. It is condition, the gray, bubbling swamp beneath ancient earth from which life first twitched into being. Clark Ashton Smith described it as an ooze that neither chooses nor thinks. It simply is. That is its horror. Humanity clings to progress. History as forward motion, a story of ascent. Ubbo-Sathla erases that illusion. Civilizations collapse, flesh rots. All things seep back into its blind slurry, dissolved until individuality is gone. No hatred, no intent. Just reclamation, as steady as erosion, as patient as time. Those who approach its caverns glimpse visions not of futures but of primeval pasts. Seas swarming with monstrous proto-life. Landscapes untouched by man, memories older than language itself. But the closer they come, the more their bodies obey the call. Cells regress, bones soften, minds disintegrate, until they are nothing but slime again, indistinguishable from the mire. Ubbo-Sathla has no cults, no temples, no prayers. It needs none. It is older than worship, older than fear, waiting in stillness, certain that all life, all memory, all history will slide back into its gray embrace. And when that happens, no voice will remain to name it, only bubbling hush in the dark. But not all horrors dissolve into calm. Some lure travelers to places where reality itself twists against them. The Plateau of Leng. Leng is not one place. It is all places. Sometimes it is spoken of as Central Asia, sometimes Antarctica, sometimes a plateau hidden only in dreams. The contradictions are deliberate. Leng refuses to belong to one geography because it belongs to all of them at once, a crossroads where realities overlap. Travelers who reach it report alien ruins frozen in impossible time, goat-faced men of Leng whispering bargains in a language that corrodes the ear, and endless chants carried by winds that sound disturbingly like human voices. The air itself feels wrong, thin but heavy, as though the atmosphere presses down to smother you. Each step warps direction. Each landmark mutates the moment you look away. Leng's terror lies not only in its impossible terrain, but in its allegiance. The plateau is tethered to Nyarlathotep, the crawling chaos, who uses it as both stage and experiment. Wander too far and you don't just lose your way, you lose yourself. Memories fracture, identities splinter. Some return speaking in voices not their own. Some emerge in bodies that no longer match their minds. Others vanish entirely. Leng is neither hell nor heaven, neither dream nor waking. It is a map folded too many times until every line crosses, every road collides. Step onto that plateau and you cannot know which version of Earth, if any, will greet you again. And if Leng distorts direction, one house in America twists something far more intimate, the walls of home itself. The court of Azathoth. At the very center of all existence lies a throne room without walls, without ceiling, without boundaries. This is the court of Azathoth, the blind idiot god who dreams reality itself into being. Here there is no silence. There is only the endless piping of mad flutists, shrill and ceaseless, keeping the god lulled in sleep, because if Azathoth awakens, all of creation ends. The court is not a place you can journey to. It is outside direction, beyond stars, beyond even time. To glimpse it is to see the truth of existence, that all life, all worlds are the accidental byproduct of a mindless churn. There is no design, no purpose, only chaos muttering in darkness. Around Azathoth swarm shapeless servitors, formless things that dance to the flute's insane music. They do not think, they do not choose. They only sustain the rhythm, keeping the god's slumber intact. Imagine eternity balanced on a lullaby. Hanas, a lullaby played not for comfort, but to prevent everything from vanishing in one mindless exhale. The terror of the court isn't just Azathoth's power. It's the realization that we exist only because a blind god hasn't stirred. That your entire life, every love, every memory, every breath, is nothing more than background noise in a nightmare. But even beyond Azathoth's chaos, there is one place where all journeys end. The pit that swallows gods and men alike. The Vale of Pnath. Deep within the dreamlands lies a chasm without bottom, without light, without end. This is the Vale of Pnath, a pit that stretches beneath the Plateau of Leng, filled with the bones of every creature that ever lived. Fossils, skeletons, carcasses beyond counting, piled into a graveyard so vast it feels like the memory of death itself. The floor of the vale is not still. It shifts and crunches beneath unseen movement. For this is no quiet ossuary. The vale belongs to faceless things, the night gaunts and their kin, who crawl across the mountains of bone like carrion beetles across a corpse. They do not speak, they do not reason. They only drag the lost deeper, laughing in soundless mirth as they pull travelers into the pits where no light follows. What terrifies about Nath is not the monsters, and it's the inevitability. All things end here. Every living thing, from the smallest insect to the mightiest titan, will one day join this graveyard. Civilizations rise and fall, but their remains all tumble into the same endless chasm. Even the Dreamland's gods do not walk here, for this place swallows divinity as surely as it swallows men. The horror of Pnath is the reminder that death is not escape, it is destination. And when you dream of falling, endlessly falling, bones rattling in the dark, it may not be dream at all. It may be memory.